Oh man, I've been collaborating with a lot of different artists out of MMC. I've collaborated with Sean Johnson. I've collaborated with D Music, D Mighty Music out of Detroit. I've collaborated with JR Royal out of Jamaica. I've been working on getting like my like the legal work stuff together. Like I just got registered with BMI. I'm working on getting the website up. I've been talking with my cousin Isaiah Skies about adding Skybar Records to the company at Coliseum Music. Just a whole lot of stuff, mostly background stuff, not necessarily music in general, because that's the easy part. You know what I mean? It's really just been focusing on getting the background stuff done. So you know what I mean? I'm working on that. Once I get all that stuff solidified and set away, then we can really get the ball rolling on this thing. My energy. I think it's my energy, my personality, the fact that I interact with the people who support my music and listen to my music. I think my sound has changed dramatically from when I first started rapping. So now I don't cuss anymore in my music. You know what I mean? I try to change the message. I try to have my music have more of a positive message and more of an influential message as opposed to just putting anything on the track. I think people come to the fact that I work hard. I work extremely hard for what I do. You know what I mean? I work extremely hard for my company, and I really want to build this thing up. And when people see someone else inspiring or aspiring to do something, you know what I mean, that draws attention and that draws focus to you for that. You know what I mean? So I think that they're really wanting to see if I can put this thing together and really pull it through to fruition. You know what I mean? And plus they have dreams of their own, you know what I mean? And so it's support, and it's also like they support me as I support them in what they do. So, you know what I mean? It's just like a group effort. I think it's extremely important for artists to connect with one another, especially if you're an underground artist and you're trying to make a name for yourself on any scene, regardless of the city that you in or you from. You know what I mean? Because you open yourself to another artist's fan base as that artist also opens himself up to your fan base. You know what I mean? Plus you get to learn diversity, you learn different styles. You know what I mean? There's things that y'all can talk about, you know what I mean? And the creative process is just that much more. You know what I mean? When you're working with other artists. I think it's important, but unfortunately it doesn't happen a lot. And if it does happen, it doesn't happen often. Most cats are working with dudes who they're either friends with or who's in their camp. You're hard pressed to find people going outside of their camp to collaborate and work with people. I think it's great to do that. Like I said, I collaborated with my homie JR Royal from Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? And he has a completely different sound, you know what I mean? He has a very dope sound, an island sound, you know what I mean? And to work with him and get his insight on music and, you know what I mean, to be able to bring two minds together to make a song. We just did a song together called Goodbye, me, him, and Sean Johnson, which is a pretty dope record. You know what I mean? And Sean Johnson, he's from Oil City, PA. You know what I mean? So I collaborate with artists all over. I think that makes you diverse as an artist, and I think it also makes your music better. You know what I mean? So I think artists should do that all the time. I only wish more people would do it. I would have to say From the Heart would probably be the one song that I could pick that would represent me the most. From the Heart, it just, I mean, I wrote that like right after my uncle passed, and it just really expresses a lot about what I've went through, what I've endured, you know what I mean, the trials and tribulations that I had to face, you know what I mean, just me, myself in life and trying to focus on making this dream. And I mean, it speaks to who I am as a person. And I mean, when people hear it, you know what I mean, they feel it. It's not one of those records where it's like you got to force the feeling on the people. They get it, you know what I mean? They hear it, they feel it. It's represented right there within those bars between the beginning and the end. There's no hook because there's no need for a hook. There's nothing that has to be catchy about it. The lyrics and the message itself catch you. So, you know what I mean? I think that would be like the one song, if I could, that if anybody was like, yo, what song best represents Kade as an artist, I would play that song all the time. And I guarantee you people would be like, yeah, you know what that is? That's probably one of the best joints that will represent him as an artist. So I had to go with From the Heart. Last time I answered this question, I believe I was talking on lines like the DJ and the engineers and all that stuff. This time I'm gonna change it up. I think it's about the artist and what the artist puts into the song, the message that the artist puts into the song, the heart that the artist puts into the song. You know what I mean? If it's a song that's true to the artist, then I think that's the most important thing. You know what I mean? It's not about if the beat is popping, if the lyrics are catchy, if the hook is catchy, if he's using dope metaphors or if he's using big words. You could rhyme like Dr. Seuss for all I care. But if the song is real to you and the song means something to you, then to me that's the best song you could ever make, as opposed to just making like a thought record because they're like, yo, this record can sell in the club. You know what I mean? That record has no feeling, has no emotion to it. You know what I mean? That's going to be judged off its ratings. A real song, a real good song, is a song that means something to the artist. And if it means something to the artist, it's going to mean something to the people that support the artist as well. So that's to me would be the greatest element of a song, is it meaning something to the actual artist. Yeah, it gets extremely hard sometimes because there's only 24 hours in a day, and you want to make sure that you spend time with your family because that's most important. But you also want to make sure you spend time on your craft and you spend time on your business, to make sure that it can grow. So you have to find that time, and you have to properly delegate your time wisely. You know what I mean? If I know I have to be down in the studio and I have to get a song recorded and I give myself 2 hours, I have to use that whole 2 hours to focus on getting that song done. You know what I mean? I can't be down here watching the basketball game or watching cops or doing something else, because then now I'm taking away from that time, which means I take away from that 2 hours. I take away from the time I plan to spend with my son and spend with my wife or something like that. So, you know what I mean? It is difficult, and I'm doing it on a small scale. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it on like a global scale like a T.I. or like an Eminem or a Jay-Z or a Dre, you know what I mean? Where they're going like 6 months out of the year, you know what I mean? Or even longer times than that, away from their families and things of that nature. So it does get difficult, but if your family supports what you do and you love what you do, you'll find the time, and they can understand the time that they don't get as a sacrifice for you to pursue your dream. I would get up and bust the motherfucking kid and play right now. But I would definitely go back. I would definitely go back to um I would go back to like the 80s, early 90s, early 2000, like that music in that time frame. Like I just thought it was the best music. It was party music, it was hood music, it was emotional music, and it was crazy because the R&B and the hip hop were both popping. You know what I mean? You could get a dope track from like Boys to Men while you still banging a dope record from Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I mean? Like there was a point where like all it was all R&B, and then like hip hop had just, there was nothing. Then it was like all hip hop and no R&B. At that time frame I gave you, I mean, you had dope hip hop, you had dope R&B, you had dope reggae. You know what I mean? You just had good music of all genres. Like it was the music across the board. You could turn the radio on and never turn it off. Well, I remember getting my tape out and putting my tape in the joint and recording the radio, like, cause that's what I wanted. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, they about to play the hits. Don't nobody do that no more. I get technology's changed, but nobody want to hear what's on the radio. You know what I mean? I've driven miles with my radio off because I don't want to hear nothing that's on the radio right now. Like, so if I could go back into a time, it would definitely be between the 80s and 2000, like in between that time frame. Like that was just like the dopest, to me, one of the dopest times of hip hop for music. I would definitely say try to find some. I would say get with somebody who's either been in the business or been close to the business or in the industry that could give you some guidance. Um, Listen to your friends, but don't always listen to them, because sometimes they'll tell you things that you might not need to hear. They'll tell you things that they think you want to hear. I would get with somebody who's gonna, you know what I mean, keep it official with you. You know what I mean? Get your EPK. You know what I mean? Get your one sheet together. If you make music, you make beats, you want to protect your music, register with BMI. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. You know what I mean? It's free. I would say everybody's gonna tell you to perform and do shows. I'll tell you that's good too, but you want to make sure that you're pinpointing your crowd of people. So if you're a young kid, you want to hit college radio. Like being in Philly, you want to hit Temple, Villanova. I know there's a side B radio. There's also a college radio. You want to hit college radio because college kids bang music, especially during like spring break and that stuff. You get that scene, then you can start generating fans and generating money. The internet is always a good thing to have at your disposal if you need it. Get in contact with bloggers, websites, all these types of people, because that can help build your fan base. And it's one thing to have a fan or have someone listen to your music. What you need to do is keep them engaged into your music. You want them to want to anticipate anytime you have something coming out, and that, my friends, is up to you to figure out how you want to do that. You want to do it with a t-shirt giveaway, a CD giveaway, you know what I mean, whatever it is you want to do, you do that, you know what I mean, but you got to find a way to keep the fans engaged to where it's like, yo, Bloc Kade coming out with a new single in a week, I gotta be there to hear it, you know what I'm saying, and get them anticipating that. And you definitely need a website of your own with your name, www.whoeveryouare.com, so that way people can go to one site, one location to find you. You don't want them going to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, this Hoop Face, all these other places to find you. 5 different locations with different names to find you. Give them one email, give them one website, they can find you, boom, and then you start building from there. All right, here we go. This game is cutthroat. We all thirsty for blood to eat you alive and leave whatever's left for the bugs. The kisses and hugs are there. Now you feeling the love, start losing your buzz. Now it's cold shoulders and shrugs. You thought what it was nice cars, parties, and clubs. You never thought you never get to see your shorty grow up. Stages lit up and everybody's yelling your name. You sick to your stomach, but isn't that the reason you came? Now there's the fame. No longer are they calling you lame or friends that complain, claiming how much you have changed. But this is the lane you drive when you strive to obtain superstar status. See, madness to come with it, man. Weeks on the road, mad messages on your phone. You sleeping in hotels and just bought you a home, and that's how it goes. If you can't play it, then fold. But please believe you ain't the only leaf waiting to blow. Groupies wanting to do you in the hotel lobby, they claiming it's rape, but wait, they just doing their job, changing your neck. Drop a couple grand on your charm, you think you the man. Cause a bad bitch on your arm, but don't be alarmed. A&R string you along, they claiming you hot, but feeling that you should be gone. No album is dealt. Now your ass up on the shelf to show that you felt. You turn around and see that she's gone. That's the hip hop game for you.
That's hot.
It's funny, I just told y'all that you need to have one website to follow your stuff, and I had a bunch of them, but I got a bunch of different ones to tell you till my website is up and running. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com, blockkade23. You can find me on Instagram, Kade_Anderson. You can find me on SoundCloud, YouTube, you know what I mean, Bloc Kade, just type in YouTube, type in Hood Story 23. You can go to SoundCloud, type in Bloc Kade, find me there. Remember I was telling you about having so many different locations. You got to get one. I'm working on getting the website up. Once I get the website up and popping, y'all can just go right there to the website. Best place to find me, though, is on Facebook. I'm going to put all those in the video as well, so y'all can just go right over there to the Jones, click on them, and follow your boy. That's the best place to find me, man. You know what I mean? Y'all want to stay in touch with me, email me, inbox me, talk to me. I'm putting out a new video for the song that I did with my homie OB Beats. It's called I Tried. I'm putting together a video. I want everybody that likes the song, supports the song, to send me clips of you either rapping a verse or rapping your favorite part so I can incorporate you in the video. I want to give a shout out to my homie Johnny Esposito. He sent me something. I want to give a shout out to Nick Nice. He also sent me something. Nick Nice, a special shout out to you because you also went to the hip hop conference and got to talk to Kid from Kid and Play, and you got his whole conversation, and you sent that file over to me, man, and I definitely appreciate that. That's going to be something big that I'm going to put into this video. So I want to definitely give a shout out to Nick Nice, man. It's my brother from another mother. We grew up together. I want to give a shout out to, to WMSK Online Radio. I got to give a shout out to GraffitiOnTheWallHipHop.com. I Got Next TV, Grind Hard TV, the homie Zai. I want to give a shout out to Scott Jackson Entertainment. Everybody. Got to give a definite shout out to MMC, all my peoples in MMC, Sean, JR Royal, Bill, Drew Skez, Wells Fargo, Georgia, Terrence, D Mighty, Chris C True Beats, everybody in MMC. I love y'all. It's family. It's all love. That's definitely a group to be on the lookout for. Anything you see MMC attached to, you definitely want to be a part of it. So, you know what I mean? We going to keep it popping, get good music coming, 2015, 2016, 2000 till forever.
All right, cool.
Deal.